So good evening, everybody. I say good evening because I'm in the UK and it's already getting dark, but thanks for joining the Candlecharts Resources. And this is all the tools for your trading and investing. And I'm Brian Houston, and I am joined with some very special guests here tonight. So we want to give you, a big welcome. Thank you for joining in live. We're going to have this recorded. It'll be uploaded later on here. But without further ado, let's get started here and take a look at some of the features that we want to talk about tonight. We have customers in over 85 countries around the world. I mean, can you imagine that? It doesn't matter what language you speak. Candles is the unique language, and everybody needs to learn how to speak candle talk in order to be a successful trader. Really, that's got to be one of your most basic things. Candle charts. Hey, that's us. Trading, again, our customers trade in all different markets, from the cryptos to stocks, options, futures, forex, and they do it on all different time frames as well. It's amazing the different strategies that are out there. And Steve and I had a chat one day, the founder of our company, and we were sort of hashing back and forth. We said there's probably a million different ways to trade, a million different strategies. That's simple. There's a twist to everything you can think of. And don't forget, everybody, again, we do have chat agents to help. And again, they are also traders. And if you get onto our website, candlecharts.com, you'll see this on the bottom right-hand side. It says chat with us. We're online. Of course, again, we're only open normal working hours Eastern time. We're based in New Jersey. I was going to say New Jersey, New York, but New Jersey, which is the eastern coast of the USA. So again, normal business hours. Feel free to come online, have a quick chat if you have a question, or if you're missing something and you're not quite sure what should happen next. We're here for you. Risk disclosure. We always talk about our risk disclosure. It is required by law, and it is also important as well, and is found at candlecharts.com/disclosure. Again, this talks about the risks of taking any type of trade in any type of security. And just because one person thinks it's a good trade, it may not be a good trade for you. So again, you've got to take into account your trading strategy and, of course, the risks that you're willing and prepared to take with each trade. So don't just take anybody's word for, hey, here's an interesting market to buy. Well, it may be and it may not be for you. So again, make sure you understand the risks prior to entering any trade. So here we go. We're going to kick right off and get into the good stuff here. And coming into, this is Steve Neeson's Candlecharts.com. Somebody just said, this means never sell your wife's shoes to trade. Well, no, I wouldn't do that either. But anyway, candlecharts.com. So, we've got a library of a lot of resources. And here is sort of just a quick overview. We cover options. Well, it could be options on your cryptocurrencies. It could be options on the equities as well, or the ETFs. We've got educational material on trading forex. There's a few unique things that we've got to be careful of with the forex. It's a 24-hour-a-day market, not 7 days a week, but it is 24 hours a day from, late Sunday night into Friday evening. And then, of course, we've got the general markets. And again, get proven candlestick strategies. Been used for centuries by the Japanese, and I know other Asian countries as well. And of course, Steve Neeson is the man who brought it to the West, and we're the ones at candlecharts.com. We've been putting this information together to help you guys understand and appreciate it for your market and for your trading strategy as well. Are you an active investor? Hopefully, you don't have to be. You could be a little bit more passive in taking, month-to-month trades, if you will. But we do have, again, material here to help educate you to appreciate the risks and potential rewards for the active investor. Of course, we've got software as well, and that's the Nissan Candle Scanner, and I use it on NinjaTrader. Getting tongue-tied here. But again, there's multiple platforms that this does work on. And of course, we've got a trading community as well. You can see the little picture here. And basically, again, if you're a member of mycandlecharts.com, which we'll talk about later on, you can post questions about your market and see what anybody else wants to say about your question, about your market, and hopefully gets the information and the ideas flowing. So here's a little peek under the bonnet, as they say in England, or you could say under the hood if you're North American. some of the resources that we have. I clicked on the full library. I'm not going to show you the entire library, but starting over here, again, we've got, if you're new to candlesticks, you might want to take the quick start or the Hajime. If you've got a little bit of knowledge, Hajime is quite valuable. And again, Hajime, it's a Japanese word, but it means for beginners. It's an introduction to candlesticks. Yeah, what are they going to do for you? And that's what it's all about. We've got express class, we've got advanced classes, and of course we've got bundles as well. So where we sort of package things together, because most logically and most of the time, some people say, well, yeah, but I'm going to want this, I'm going to want that, I'm going to want the other thing. Well, bundle it together and get the great price. And of course, there's an express class mastery as well. So again, we've got a lot of different Nissan software packages. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we're going to talk about this one actually a little bit later on. But again, depending on which platform you have, NinjaTrader, TradeStation, Trade Navigator, NinjaTrader, eSignal, MT4, works on a lot of platforms. Okay, this is actually one of my favorite screens, by the way, everybody. So I would say listen up to this one. It's the Candlestick Mega Package. I remember I spoke to Paul before I bought it. This is going back years when it first came out. And I wanted to get all the volumes. I wanted everything all in one package. So I got it. And it is fantastic. And I do listen to this and review it at least once a year, sometimes even twice a year, because there is so much information in there. Certain times, you're going to pick up on one little piece of information. Hopefully you grab something today that has some value for you. And that's what I do out of the Mega Pack. I pick something that looks like it's going to work, and I work with it for a while until it stops working. And then I go back and look for another way to trade. Of course, we've also got options and candlestick training as well. So again, this is a 3-series module. Plus, we've got the university. We've got university on the Mega Pack, and it's just a four module section. And let's see what else we got. Forex, and of course some interactive training. So again, Kaizen, for example, again, it's always about development and improvement. That's what all of these materials are for, but the Kaizen specifically is about getting into trading strategies, how to use the candles to your benefit. Not all candles are the same. We've got mycandlecharts.com, and again, we're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail as well. Some of you are probably aware of what mycandlecharts.com is, but some of you might need to know. I haven't seen everybody's name before, but a lot of you I have. We do have small group coaching, and again, I'll talk about that towards the end, and of course, one-on-one coaching. So again, depends on, again, what do you need? And hopefully we are covering those bases for you. So a little bit more on the education side of things. We've got special topics, option strategies, candles and divergence, candles and moving averages. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Candles and pivot trading strategies, fantastic. East and West, ETF, specific trade strategies for ETFs. Okay. Exit strategies. Some people say, hey, I just need to know when to get in, and I'll know when to sell. Do you? And it's a really good question of, do you really know when to sell? People say, let your profits run. Well, how do you do that? Well, again, we've got education to help you with that. We've got things on Fibonacci, again, very, very powerful Western technical that complements the Eastern candlesticks, if you will. Of course, we've got live training recordings as well, setups, different blueprints, and how to manage your trades, catching the next big move, conquering 3 trading challenges, chart mastery, all sorts of good stuff here. And again, this is all in the educational section. Well, there we go. So I wanted to talk to you guys, and I had mentioned about mycandlecharts.com. It is a subscription service, but again, you don't have to do it monthly. You could do it annually, or even, don't tell Paul in the office there, but we do sometimes even have lifetime memberships. So you only pay one fee. That's it for life. And you've got a lot of valuable information. And we're going to go through and tell you about what it is. But first, I wanted to show you, well, who you'd be talking to, or who's going to be talking to you with the interactive sessions. And that's what this is all about. Top of the list here is Steve Nissen. Hopefully you've seen his picture before. And he's the CEO and the founder of Candlecharts.com. And he, as I say, he introduced Japanese candlesticks charting to the West and founded Candlecharts.com. We got Sil Desonnier. He's a NISN certified trader. He also is an expert at the NinjaTrader and installing the software on your system. So if you need help, he may be somebody that you would like to speak to. He's been an independent trader and technical analyst for many years and teaches traders and investors. And is all about, finding out how do you want to trade, and then we can teach you. We hope anyway. And here's me down at the bottom. So yeah, and again, I'm also a certified NISN certified trainer, just like Sil, and I've been trading for over 37 years. And the majority of my career actually has been trading options. I like getting things for a bargain, and options are much, much cheaper than the stocks, the equities, or the ETFs. But there's a few things that we have to consider with them. There are different risks, but this is my favorite. I love it to bits. But I'm well versed in all markets. I trade futures, I trade the forex, I trade the cryptos, and I love to teach traders and investors how to find good entries, how to look for nice exits as well, so they don't have to work too hard. Let's cut down on the stress. There's the link for you again, candlecharts.com/mycc if you want to go direct there. Or again, we got the link down here, candlecharts.com at the bottom, and you can navigate your way, but that'll take you right into mycandlecharts.com so you can learn more about what we have, what we offer. So there you go. Hopefully you guys are aware of this. But when you're a member of mycandlecharts.com, Monday to Friday, let's start with this section here. So 5 days a week, you're going to have chart of the day and trade setup of the day videos posted by 8 a.m. 5 days a week. That's pretty good, isn't it? And let's see. That's done by 8 a.m. Eastern time. We do our daily market recap. Well, the room opens at 3:30 p.m. And usually we start a little bit after that. But again, that's the daily recap of a lot of major markets like the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, Russell, German DAX. We got gold, crude, couple currencies, a few other bits and bobs in there. And then, this is the exciting part. This is where it becomes interactive for you guys. We got a strategy session, the green one here, on Monday and Thursday. So this is for you to submit your markets that you want to have analyzed, and we analyze them for you live. As you're online, you don't have to be online. You can come back and check the recording. Everything we do is recorded and tucked away so that you can come and access it at your convenience. But if you are able to join live, great. And again, feel free to say, I want to look at Apple, but I want to look on a 10-minute time frame or a 5-minute time frame. You don't have to say just daily, but specify. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. Tuesdays, Sil normally does a forex focus. So he goes through all the currency pairs that he's got on his major list, and he does a very, very thorough job on them. Long-term, short-term trends, all sorts of good things there. And of course, Wednesdays for me. That's my options outlook, and I get to do little mini lessons for everyone on trading, especially with options. And again, I've got a few markets that I'll show off myself, potentials that may be coming up, things that may be turning. And of course, we also ask for everybody who's got, who's trading options, say, spit one out. Let's hear what you've got to say. Sometimes they spit 2 or 3 out. And some are using calls, some are using puts. So therefore, wondering if the market's going to go one direction or the other. And we talk about that and we discuss what the options can do, what we need to be aware of, and the cautions around trading, especially with options, because that's a product that does expire. And of course, there you go. On Friday, we got chart challenges. And by Saturday, and again, usually on Friday night, we do a weekly recap. So we look at the weekly charts. A lot of people don't look at weekly charts, but again, they add a lot of valuable information. So don't discount that. It can help you really appreciate the trend of the market. And of course, down here, Sunday by Sunday, we got something called the casual trader. And in this case, we're looking for trades that are getting a little bit more, we say slower. We don't know how quickly the market's going to develop and evolve, but it's not for day traders. It's for getting in and saying, well, okay, here's your next potential resistance or your next support in the down direction. And, look at the trend of the market. So again, all of these things, all of these different items that we've talked about here, 5 days a week, we've got all these different items. It's going to help you learn more about the candle patterns, which ones are maybe a little bit more, I'm going to say important, but hopefully you identify which is more important for you and what to look for your confirmation. to appreciate, because again, you don't trade candle patterns by themselves. They're a tool, and they do need some Western technicals to help get us through it and get into the right trades. So here we go. I mean, this is the My Candle Charts. This is the members website. So again, there's the calendar in case you forget what's coming up on what day. Chart of the day. You just click in here, and you get to see. And we keep a log of a number of different charts of the day, so you can get some examples. I know one, for example, we've been talking about Snap, I believe it is, and we've been doing that actually on the options outlook, by the way, but again, it would have been a great fit up here. But there's a beautiful rising window, and the market seems to be stuck at the top of that window and is using that as a potential support. These are the types of things that we talk about in trade setup of the day, chart of the day, and of course, we review all the candles that we see for the latest daily market recap. Strategy, options, casual trader, it's all right in here. And we even got a blog, international recap as well. So we cover off some major, actually a lot of international markets. Hopefully that helps again to identify trends. Then it's a matter of saying, okay, now I can apply my strategy of whatever that may be. You got to have a good strategy. So again, we're still on the mycandlecharts.com website. So, there you go. You can see chart challenge, all the little buttons we've got on the side. Discussion group. We've got a traders network, candle chart room for Kaizen apprenticeship forum. So again, that's a particular program, the Kaizen program. And again, whoever's in the Kaizen program, again, they can post questions in there, they can post their answers, and again, ask any questions about the material that they have been going through. So it is very interactive. Traders Network, again, whoever's a member of mycandlecharts.com can start posting questions in there. And as I said before, that's open to everyone to make a comment of, oh, well, how'd you come across that strategy? Or are you using a strategy? Or, whatever the question may be. And of course, then we got a whole list of recent special topics and a full list, and it's a big list. So again, if you're a lifetime or an annual subscriber, you have access to the full list of special topics. And there's a lot of great material. We've built it for you. And how do we know? How do we know it was for you? Well, because we've had the questions coming in, and when people ask questions, we say, "Oh, right, this seems to be an important topic. We'll help you out." And we'll put in another piece of material that will help you learn, grow, and hopefully become a much, much more successful trader. It's about the resources that you've got already. Again, we've quietly identified a lot of good resources there. Some interactive, some are more educational, and now we're going to get on to the good one. This is one of my favorite. This is something fairly recent we launched this year in 2021, with everyone being at home with the whole pandemic and having the opportunity to join us. Well, we started this, and it's called small group coaching. We did mention about one-on-one. Again, yes, there's one-on-one coaching, but this is small group coaching. So there's I'm going to say a bunch, quite a fair number of people. We come into a class, we have little mini lessons again. We have guest speakers, we introduce strategies, and then we say, hey, well, what market are you trading? Is this going to work for you? Is this strategy going to work for you? Or how can this strategy work for you? So we really pull everything apart so that then you can come back to analyze your market with confidence, knowing that now you appreciate, if you like strategy A, B, or C, which your market maybe fits into. Again, it has to do with your market, but also your personality as well. And there we go. So I wanted to give a couple more pieces of information here, actually, about the Nissan candle scanner. When I joined Steve and the team, I was already quite familiar with the candle scanner, but there is so much involved with it. If you want, you can keep it as simple as you want, literally where you could get the highlighter where it only highlights on the screen on the chart that you're on what the candle patterns are. That's great. That's a great piece of knowledge already. But the candle scanner will actually scan and look for, maybe you like hammers, or maybe you like bullish engulfing, or the evening star, or maybe who knows, there's a lot of other things that you can scan for, and it's going to tell you which markets, which particular stock or market that you're trading has that symbol on which time frame that you've desired. So as I say, I use NinjaTrader there is a heck of a lot of power within it all by its lonesome. NinjaTrader itself, as far as I remember, that was still free. It's just the software you need to pay, which loads automatic. I say automatically. There's a couple buttons you have to push to get that loaded into the NinjaTrader. And of course, information is used on MetaTrader 4 platforms. I wanted to highlight, flash that a little bit. So today we do have FXCM joining us, and they're going to have a couple words in a few minutes here. But I just wanted to show you all the different connection points. We've got barchart.com. So if you're a member here, or Coinbase, Continuum, all the way down to FXCM, Kinetic, NinjaTrader, Data, Rhythmic, TD Ameritrade. Again, that'll all plug into the NinjaTrader actually to give you a potential data feed. You just need to find out, what the restrictions are, and then you can use the NinjaTrader. You can use the scanner or the highlighter software, depending on what you'd like. And I would push really more towards the scanner. If you're going to spend the money, go for the candle scanner, because there is so much value in that. And I think there we go. I do have one more slide before I introduce Julian here. Sorry, Julian, I've been full of hot air tonight, but that's, sorry about that. So here is the NinjaTrader. This is just like the little headline. So this is just showing that I've got my connections, my works. I've got different workspaces I use, tools, and of course for creating new things. I'll go through that after. The market analyzer though, new market analyzer. You put in the markets you want to follow. And well, look at this. It's scanning already. It's telling me, you can see, and again, when it highlights, something's just changed. So all of a sudden it draws my attention to the market analyzer. All I have to do is click on, for example, NQ, and now I'm into the NASDAQ and I can see what's going on there. Or down on crude oil. Well, I got a doji. Well, what's that mean? Has it completed? Is the candle closed, or is it still in action and maybe turning into something else? Well, again, it's all about how we set it up. Now, I had mentioned a few times here actually about the alert logs. A lot of people aren't using this, but there's a lot of power in it. Of course, you need to take a little bit of time to set it up. This is just, I put in some alerts here just so you get a whole raft of alerts so you could see. But I mean, you can get it so that, well, when your market crosses a moving average, or maybe when two moving averages cross, it's going to give you an alert. And it can even give you a pop-up window to say, oh, there's an alert, give you a little noise. Maybe it wants to send you an email. Again, the power, I'm going to say, is almost endless. I mean, it's incredible what's here. And they're nice to look at charts, so we can't complain at that. And as I say, I use it every day of the week. Well, probably 7 days a week, even though I trade 5 days. But yeah, I do use it for the cryptos as well. And as you can see, we got, let's see what else we got here. Oh, silver and gold, IBB, so some ETFs, some futures markets. And again, more ETFs here. And of course, there we go, the VIX, the market, it handles all of these good things. Julian, if you're there, I'm going to flip onto your page for you.
Yep, I'm here. Thank you, Brian.
Welcome.
Hey, everybody. My name is Julian Zanev. I have been with FXCM for a number of years now as a member of the Account Relations Department. I'm going to say just a few words about the company. Who are we? Why should somebody should go to FXCM, trade with us? Brian, can you move to the next slide, please?
There you go.
Thank you very much. So FXCM, why should somebody trade with FXCM? Well, first of all, we are a global broker. We were founded back in 1999 in New York. That's 22 years ago. And our mission is to provide global traders with the access to the world's largest and most liquid markets. That makes us one of the largest brokers out there and one of the oldest brokers out there. So far, right now, the company has 11 offices around the world, and that's how, by the way, that's how we provide the 24-hour, 5 days a week support. Now, as what comes to regulation, FXCM has 5 regulated entities all across those offices. We are regulated by the FCA in the UK. In Australia, we have regulation by the Australian Securities and Investments Commission. In the European Union, we are regulated by the Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission, in short, CSEC. In South Africa, we are regulated by the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, FSP, and in Canada we have the IIROC. With us, a client can have access to multiple markets. While we do specialize in FX, we also have commodities, we have indices, cryptocurrencies as well in some entities, and shares and various baskets meant for diversification. Right now, the company is expanding the portfolio, by the way, especially in shares, and we're looking into other different markets all the time. The easiest way, by the way, if anybody wants to see what products he can trade, is just go to our website, click on markets, and you'll be able to see which markets are available for you. If there are some questions, by the way, we'll provide you with a customer support link after the webinar, of course. A good mention for FXCM is the execution. That part is the thing we are most proud of. We call this enhanced execution, and we have an average execution speed of 18 milliseconds. Being in the market for more than 20 years, we have developed a superior technology behind that execution, and thanks to our liquidity providers, we have the ability to offer no trading restrictions to our clients. Now, what that means is that you have no requotes, you have no minimum stop or limit distances, and so on and so on. So the execution and the technology behind it is unique. So what we have is essentially a price engine, which picks the highest bid and the lowest ask price so that we can form the tightest spread. So the bid may come from an institution A, and the ask price may come from institution B. With that said, we can only honor prices that are coming from a liquidity provider. And they are the heart of FXCM business, and is our commitment to offer clients competitive spread and, of course, our enhanced execution. With it, up to 88% of the orders are executed at the requested price or better. Just a quick mention here, an example for FXCM's liquidity providers. They include global banks, financial institutions, and other market makers. I can give you a few examples like Barclays, Morgan Stanley, Deutsche Bank, Citibank, UBS, and so on and so on. They are quite an amount of them. Brian, is it okay if you move to the next slide, please?
You can do, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So trading conditions. Essentially, in FXCM, what we offer as a product is CFD trading. So every product that we offer is a CFD product. When you trade CFDs, contract for difference with FXCM, first of all, you enjoy the benefits of lower spread costs. You have leverage as well, and you can also trade in rising and falling markets. That also includes stocks, by the way. Not a lot of people know that. Also, when trading CFDs, you can go into the market with a very low amount and place trades that have a pip cost as low as 10 cents per pip. Now, compared to other markets, let's say, take, for example, futures, where you have a limitation in the futures market and also a relatively higher barrier to enter the market, unlike in CFDs. Another type of an account is the spread betting account. That's only applicable for UK residents, by the way. We offer the spread betting accounts in UK, and the benefit of it, if there is somebody here from the UK, is having an account that you're not subject to tax. So products in the spread betting account are exactly the same, and the trading conditions also exactly the same. And like I said, this is only applicable for UK residents, but it's a worthy mention. Talking about account types, there are several account types that a client can have with us. Again, all the types of accounts are based entirely on residency, so, and regulation, of course. So I encourage you to go to fxcm.com to see what account types we can offer you, as due to regulation, some of the services can be available to a specific country, but not be available to another country. In short, except the regular retail account, we have discounted pricing for clients who want to trade big volumes. We have rebates program to give back to clients based on traded volume, of course, and we also have professional accounts. Now, gonna emphasize on that. Account types very much depend on where you're situated, on the country of residence. Just because having regulation all around the world, every regulation has its own rules and laws we have to follow, and therefore we can, for example, not give away professional account status, say in Canada, right? But we can have it in UK. Now, moving on to trading platforms. In short, we have the MT4 as the most commonly used platform ever made. We have NinjaTrader as well, which is a very, very good platform for any type of trader. I've used it a lot and still continue using it. We have the Trading Station, which is our proprietary platform. We also have a copy trading platform called Zulu Trade. We have Capitalize as well, which allows you to code a free strategy automation just by typing your idea in a couple of brief sentences. We also have a connection with TradingView, and we have a very wide range of custom platforms, like very, very wide. Brian, can you move to the next slide, which would be my last one? Right. So how to open an account? A lot of people are asking that. Well, when you go and open an account, we require a certain amount of documents that all has to do with regulation, of course. In almost every country, we do require an ID and proof of residence. Some countries, for example, have an auto verification and documents are not needed. While in some regions, like Canada, for example, we also require several forms, which are provided by us. In general, the onboarding depends on where you're situated, again, but safe to say you're going to need an ID and a proof of residence, like a utility bill or a bank statement. That will do the job just fine. Review times of opening an account. Right now, we have an automatic verification in some countries, meaning that an account can now be approved instantly for some regions. For other regions, it depends on workloads, really, but the average review can take from 1 hour up to 3 business days, of course, depending on the documents that every client sends to us. Account minimums, transaction methods, well, it's a very common question. While we don't have a strict minimum, our clients tend to start with an average of between 3,000 to 5,000. Of course, if this is not affordable, you can start with a lower amount, but we recommend not lower than $300-400 US or pounds or euros, depends on what base currency you chose. That way you can sustain some market fluctuations, open a few trades at a time. For transaction methods, you can simply use a card, debit, credit, regardless. It's the fastest method available. We also have a wire transfer. Every entity has it. We work with major banks, like Barclays, for example. Wire transfer and card transactions are the primary ones. In some countries, we have Skrill, we have Neteller. And recently, we just introduced crypto funding, by the way, for a small portion of countries. And we also have several types of funding methods, but these would depend on country of residence and what we can actually offer to those clients. I've also included the account opening link in case somebody is interested. You see it in front of your screens. Brian, you want to take over?
Will do. Thank you very much, Julian. And yeah, I already joined FXCM years ago. Good grief, it must have been, it seems like 20 years ago, but it wasn't quite that long. But yeah, again, very nice platform, and I appreciate all the support that I've had over the years as well. It's been very quick and very valuable. So
Good to
good.
hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, just as a bit of a wrap up, here is the link. And again, we just sort of stretch that out across the whole screen, but it's at candlecharts.com/special/spotlight candlecharts resources. If you're already on the web page, so for those people who are already watching the video in its recorded format, all you have to do is look below and you're going to see a great big yellow button that says, and I'll tell you what, I'll just bring it over and show you. There is the web page. Click for FXCM information. Here's more information about the Candlecharts library. And of course, as we went through, we spent some good time there on mycandlecharts.com. Click on that to find out more as well. And there's that little chat button that I was talking about as well, right down here. And one of our chat agents will be happy to serve you as quickly as they can. So I hope that was useful for you guys today. And just to help highlight a lot of the good information that we do have, and it is changing. We take the Kaizen principle in hand here as well, and that is to continually improve, continually add, and deliver what people are asking. One of our newest resources actually is on trading cryptocurrencies, and I'm sure there's going to be more coming out on that as the cryptos grow, evolve, and expand. And for those of you that sign up to FXCM, or if you've already got crypto accounts somewhere else, great. And that may be something that you want to experience a little bit further. Julian, I think if you're still there, I think you said in the UK we can't trade cryptos on FXCM, correct?
If you, and by the way, it's a great question. I was about to bring this up. If you have a regular retail account, you won't be able to trade cryptos in the UK, that is. In the UK, cryptocurrencies are only reserved for professional clients.
And what does that mean? So just for everyone to know, what's a professional client as opposed to a normal retail trader?
Right. Well, a professional clients, that is the rules for one becoming a professional client in the UK are preliminary set by the regulator, by the FCA.
Yep.
So there are 3 requirements that the FCA has, and a client only has to fall under 2 of the 3. So the first one is if a client has a portfolio of €500,000 and above. The second requirement is if a client has worked in a professional position, which requires knowledge of the products to be traded for more than 1 year. And the third requirement is if a client has carried out transactions in significant size at an average of 10 trades per quarter for the last year. And what we do, we send those clients a form. They fill the form and they have to prove either the portfolio, they have to prove they have experience, or they have to prove that they have been working in the industry. So if they qualify for 2 of the 3 rules, then they can have a professional account. Now, what does that mean to a client? He takes advantage of a higher leverage. He takes advantage of several other products that he can trade. That's primarily cryptocurrencies, and a few other benefits like having an account manager, sort of like on standby. They have a personal account manager, and obviously he's helping out with account setups, with platform setups, and etc.
Excellent. That's great news. So I look forward to talking to you guys soon about that. I can add the cryptos into FXCM for me. Thank you, Julian.
Go for it.
Terrific. So good. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining here tonight. Hopefully that was useful. If you've got any questions, again, hit the chat and ask your questions. Drop in an email, whatever you might need. And again, for those of you who are either late, I know there's a few people that came in late here onto the session. This is going to be recorded, or it has been recorded. It just needs to be uploaded. That may take a couple of hours, but it will be uploaded to the website. So feel free to come back and check us out later. Alrighty, well, thank you very much, and have a great evening, everybody, or great day wherever you are. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye-bye for now. And thank you to FXCM for joining us today. There's a lot of great resources we've got to help each other, hopefully make some good money.